Welcome back to the channel, good friends. Brian from Apex Detail. Today we're going to talk about Uro-Fiber pads. They will get 75 to 80% of the work done when it comes to paint correction on your vehicle. You only need a few other pads to go with them. More aggressive pads for cutting, and then on the other end of the spectrum, pads to help finish up. This BMW here will be our canvas for the day, so to speak. This has the obvious staining, scratching, etching, dullness, just overall correction is needed. We're going to use the Uro-Fiber pad today all the way around the car, and I will demonstrate different polishes, one-steps, compounds. You can team up with this and be very, very successful. One of the very best correction fluids to team up with the Uro-Fiber pad is 3D1. You'll see me use this combination a lot at the shop. This will take care of a ton of correction here. Let's talk about clear coats. All right, this BMW here has medium hardness when it comes to clear coat. And that doesn't mean all of the BMWs of this make, this model, and even this year have the same type of clear coat. One manufacturing plant could have outsourced their clear, so you may have one car with the same make, model, and year have different types of clear coats. You really need to do a test panel, a little test area in an inconspicuous area first, and figure out the best combination for that clear. One thing I can tell you, all of the late model clear, they are spiraling around the toilet bowl ready to go down the drain as a water-based clear coat, which means they will be very, very soft and very thin. So what I'm going to do for each section here, and I will mask off a bunch of different sections on this car, is take a trip through all the mess on these different panels or sections, and I'll show you the difference as we come in here. You're going to see one pass, medium speed, between 3 and 4, and the arm movement is going to be correction speed, which is 1 inch every second or 2, and pressure is going to be equivalent to the weight of the polisher itself. And when I'm on a vertical panel, it's going to be something similar to a firm handshake. I hope that makes sense. It's really hard to describe the amount of pressure I'm putting on a panel, but it's not a lot. Now, let me finish this half of the hood, and we have it masked off so we can get a 50-50. And all I'm going to do is 2 passes, which equals crisscross pattern. And while I'm doing that, I can explain, besides what we can team these pads up with, but how to use them on different types of clear coat. On hard clear coat, you can use the Uro-Fiber pad to both cut and finish. It will look fantastic. Every once in a while, you may want to get out a finishing pad or a polishing pad just to jewel if you want to go that step further, if your customer has the eye and the budget to go that step further. But as you can see here, that side of the hood looks absolutely fantastic now, and with very little effort. Let's move on to the other half of the hood, and we're going to bring in LVR 369. I just did a showcase with this, so you can revert to that if you want to see exactly what it is and what it does and what it was formulated for. But it is another fantastic teammate for the Uro-Fiber pad, and this lays down the foundation or the building blocks for coating as well, so a huge plus. So I'll demonstrate with that, and now we can move on to medium clear coat, which is exactly what we're working on here. And again, you can cut and finish with the Uro-Fiber pad and many of the correction liquids. But if you do want to get the absolute best out of that, you really want to show off, again, find yourself a finishing pad or a polishing pad and follow up, which will make that a 2-step. You can get away with a 1-step just using this pad here, but in most cases, I'm going to go that extra step and bring in the finish pad. All right, let me wipe off the residue. I'll grab you guys, bring you in close, and you're going to see Again, very successful. This is slightly different than 3D1. It doesn't have quite the cut power, but it finishes down a little bit better and then lays down the protection where 3D1 doesn't have the protection. So now let's move on to soft clear coat. How would this pad work on soft clear? I use it to actually do the heavy cutting on soft clear, and I'll probably grab a medium grade or even a fine grade correction fluid, so I'm not cutting too deep. And that a soft clear, you're going to need something to follow up, a light polish pad or a finish pad to bring out the most clarity before you lay down some protection. Again, on this side of the hood, we have been successful, and we actually can just lay protection down on top of this and we would be done. This would be satisfactory to a huge percentage of the car owners out there, but again, you can follow up with a finish pad and really bring out some clarity and shine on top of what we already have. Let's move back to the rear of the car. The trunk has just as many imperfections, staining, etching. It has scratches and swirls and just overall dullness. So we're going to mark off 3 areas back here, and I'll introduce 3 more products that you can team up with the Uro-Fiber pad and do an outstanding job. This one here is the ceramic acrylic black polish that really got a high rating on the channel if you have a black car that has imperfections, because this stuff works fantastic. It may take a little time to figure out how to use it properly because of the acrylic and the ceramic within. You don't want to break it down, so you don't want to do a ton of passes, but you don't want to just do one pass and then expect it to do a ton of correction. You want to team it up with the correct pad, and the Uro-Fiber pad is going to be the way to go. By the way, the Uro-Fiber pad may be my choice, but there are and will be more options just like this Uro-Fiber pad, which is a blend of cut and finish fibers, cut and polish fibers on the same pad. That's why they're black and white. Many companies are going to have their own soon, so I don't care who you get it from, where you get it, as long as you get this type of a pad, just find the best buy. While I'm showing you some more demonstrations here, we can talk about what types of polishers the Uro-Fiber pad works best with. A dual action polisher, I find personally with the right backing plate, I like the aluminum billet backing plate from Carzilla, and I will attach that to a 21mm throw polisher and get incredible results. Also works good on an 8mm or a 15mm throw polisher. Those will be the entry-level polishers. You just need a little bit more patience with those. Also works well on a force-driven polisher, the Flex, the Melee, however you pronounce that. I will not attach these to a rotary, and that will include any microfiber pad. I will not attach to a rotary because it then becomes a very, very aggressive tool and pad. Success once again with that combination. Let's move on to yet another one in the middle of the hood, LVR 500 from Extreme Solutions. I have dedicated showcases and videos for all of these products that I'll be teaming up with the Uro-Fiber today. You can visit them all for more details and information. I will move on with the demonstration here, and now we can talk about cleaning the Uro-Fiber pads, keeping them clean. Just like any other pad will be important to keeping them effective. The more they get clogged up with your correction fluids, the less effective they will be. Their fibers cannot work independently, cutting and finishing your clear coat or your single stage. Forced air is my favorite. It just takes a small air compressor to operate an air chuck so you can blow those out. They do have dedicated brushes, or even some of your interior detailing brushes can successfully clean those out and then use a microfiber to wipe away some of the residue. I do not like some of the bucket washers out there. They are an option. If you like yours, use it. But they seem to oversaturate. I don't like oversaturation when I'm going back to correction, but oversaturation will break down the adhesive that holds layers together, many different layers of a pad, from the backing Velcro to the foam in between to the fibers that do the cutting and polishing. So it's just something you want to keep in mind. As I wipe off the residue and remove the tape, I'll bring you guys in close, and yet again we have some success. And as I get to the last product here that we can demonstrate, this is just my top 5 of many. I mean, I could be here making videos all week of the different correction fluids that will work with the Uro-Fiber pad. If you don't want to purchase any of these 3 or have any of these 3 in your arsenal, try working with the Uro-Fiber pad with what you already have before you spend money, guys. I want you to be successful, and to be successful, keeping your overhead low and keeping it down is very important. So let's go to the last chemical here. This is Tax One Step. I have a dedicated video on this. You can be very successful with various types of pads with this compound, this one step, but the Uro-Fiber pad really likes to play well with it, especially on hard and medium clear coat. And while I'm doing the last demo here, I can give you the last bit of information I want to share with you. This will be the bulk of the pads at my shop. I'll get a bunch of these, and then what I'll get in addition to these are pads that can be more aggressive for cutting. Like, for an example, a few Lake Country wool pads, the pre-washed lamb's wool low-lit pads, and also their hybrid wool pads, the blue and the purple. So those will take care of really harsh imperfections on very hard, stubborn clear. Let's go all the way to the end of the spectrum. We want to get a black foam application pad for a very soft clear to finish up and clean up, and then a white or a blue polish and finish pad, for an example from Lake Country, to finish out on some of the softer to medium clears where we really want to bring out clarity. So as I bring you in, again, we have success. This trunk could be done in many cases. You can protect and move on. To give you a ratio of the different types of pads we have here, 75 to 80% will be Uro-Fiber pads of different sizes, 10% cutting, 10% finishing. All right, so I hope that helped. I hope I covered everything that would help you when it comes to Uro-Fiber pads, because they really can do just about most of the work when it comes to paint correction. You just need to adjust a little bit when it comes to the different types of clear coats, the imperfections you're going after, and what polisher you're going to attach them to, and the polishes and compounds you'll team them up with. Love you guys. Catch you in the next video.